I want to welcome you all. We have Eric, I'm sure you'll be proud. Look at our book, The Total Money Makeover. That book is mind-changing for anyone who wants to learn how to save money, how to get out of debt. So without further ado, we're going to begin today. So thank you everyone for joining us. We are here to talk about money. We are here to talk about how to get out of debt. We are here to talk about how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. So thank you again. I'm going to just adjust this a little bit. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you very much. We're going to start as we always start. I want to thank you everyone for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We are at Baraka Mulimbo on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel, and that's how we want to grow this channel, and we want to help as many people as we can. As there's a saying, my pastor always used to say, no one can do everything, but each one of us can do something. So just keep in mind, we are here to help each other. Maybe you are good in finances. We welcome you one day to come and be our guest on this show. But right now, we're going to be beginning with a verse, because I like to read the Bible. All right? That's the guidance to my world. And I like to, the book of Proverbs is something that inspires me. And I've always suggested to so many people to read that book. Not just because you want to be a Christian, but it helps you learn how to deal with money. All right? It helps you learn how to avoid getting into debt. It helps you learn how to manage your finances and live a better life, right? There's always a saying that money is not everything. Yes, money is not everything. That's true. But money helps to live a better life. So we're going to be reading the first verse today. We're going to read into Proverbs 27:17. Proverbs 27:17. That's our verse for today. So please, if you have your Bible, if you have anywhere you can read, we are reading into Proverbs 27:17. I like to start with a verse in Proverbs to make this thing relatable, to make this thing for the common person, to see, okay, it's not just for the special people out there. It's for every one of us. Each one of us can learn something about how to deal with our money, how to get ourselves out of debt. Please share this live because there's going to be a lot to learn in this live today. Your friends might benefit from this. Your family members might benefit from this. Your father, your mother, anyone can benefit from this. So please do us a favor and do your friends a favor and share this live stream. Also go on our Facebook and subscribe under Baraka Mulimbo. So without further ado, we're going to be reading into Proverbs 27:17. Now, this is what the Bible says in 27:17 of Proverbs. As iron sharpens iron, a friend sharpens a friend. That's it. As iron sharpens iron, friends sharpens other friends. So basically, I want to start this like I always do. The biggest thing is your friendship, your relationships. And I don't want people to understand me the wrong way. I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm trying to say here. It's okay to have some friends. It's okay to have friends. But you need to choose your friendships. You need to choose who you are associated with. Quality friendships are better than quantity friendships, right? So my goal today is to show you, if you start hanging around with people that are not bringing value into your life, you are going to go backward, right? You won't have any progress in your life when you're hanging around people who are not building you up. Surround yourself with a support group, with a friendship that builds your dreams, that see a void somewhere that they can fill. Do not be around people that are just there to take and take and take. Chalks, thank you so much. So be around people that build you up. Be around people that are goal-oriented people. So that's our first thing for today. That's why I read that verse. Friends sharpens friends. As iron sharpens iron, friends sharpens friends. So your friendship and your association, as Shaw says, the law of association. Choose who you are friends with. I have so many acquaintances. At my work, I talk to everybody. I'm friendly with everyone, but I don't have many friends, right? Because I see which kind of people are going to be coming in my life. What are they bringing in my life in order for me to associate with them? So that's key to growing in your life. So we're going to be talking today how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. How to get out of debt. That's our message for today. I want you to tune in. I want you to share this video, subscribe on YouTube, and then, help somebody out there, right? How to stop living paycheck to paycheck. We're only going to have only a few minutes today. We're not going to be here for too long. We're going to be here for a few minutes only. We're not going to, it's only going to be 45 minutes, I think, video today. So, there was a survey that was done. So this is about money. There was a survey that was done to people that make $100,000. So they talked to people that make $100,000. They asked them, how much will be enough for you to live a comfortable life? So these people who are making $100,000, most of them said $250,000. If you give me $250,000, I think I'll be living comfortably. I think I'll pay my bills. I'll be all right. So they said, okay. So they wanted to people who are making $250,000. And they asked them, how much money will make you live comfortably? So the people who are making $250,000 said, you know what? $500,000 will do it. $500,000 will pay my bills. So they went to people who are making $500,000. And you can see how it goes on and goes on and goes on. So they determined that maybe $2 million will be adequate. But what I'm trying to say in that is that it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you are bad at managing your money, the little you have, you will be bad at managing millions of dollars. Right? It's all about contentment. Thank you, Eric. It's all about contentment. You have to learn to be content with what you have. You have to learn to manage what you have. And also, keep in mind, there are people who make a lot of money, but they're in so much debt. And there are those who make less, and they're living a very good financial life. So it's not about how much money you make to avoid debt. It's really how you manage. In our first video, I said you are a steward of your money. A steward is someone who keeps something. A steward is something. Thank you, Papa Bahati. A steward is somebody who takes care of something. So you have to be good at taking care of your money. You have to be good at taking care of your finances. Because at the end of the day, if you have a family, your family depends on it. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, there's enormous stress on you, on your shoulders. And it becomes very stressful for your family life. You can't do things you want to do. You can't take your family for a trip. You can't really do it. There's no wiggle room when you are not financially stable. So it's very key to be a good steward of your money, to be a good keeper of your money. Learn to be content with what you have. Learn to live within your means. And the last time there's a word I said last time. It's called delayed gratification. It simply means that there are things maybe you want right now. There are wants and needs that you need to say, okay, maybe right now I'm not ready to have this. I will wait. I will save up to have that. That's what delayed gratification is. So we're going to get into our things. So I did a lot of research on this topic because I wanted to inform and help others out there. As I said, no one knows everything. So each one of us can help in every little bit of way we can. So I did a little research on this. Every time I come to speaking in front of you, I do my research. I like to make sure I'm talking about things that make sense. So, 50% of people 50% of middle income people. These are people who make 75,000 and less. 50% of them save $100 or less a month. So there's obviously a problem there because people are not saving. Now, when you're not saving, there's a problem waiting to happen, right? So saving is very important for financial stability. When you're not saving, you're running a risk of this coming up, and then it creates a catastrophe for your finances. So we are going to talk here today about 4 things. We're going to talk about 4 things to help you live a good financial life, financial kind of freedom, sort of, right? Be avoiding debt, avoiding getting things you don't really need, right? Living within your means, learning to be content, having a delayed gratification on things. So we're going to talk about 4 things, 4 major things today. So I want you to pay attention to this thing so that you don't miss out on what we're talking about. Whenever you get in debt, you have to have responsibilities. You have to know, why did I get into this debt? What got me into this? Because when you don't understand what got you into debt, you're going to be meaning to repeat it again. It's like a saying, those who don't learn from history are meant to repeat it, right? So when you don't know what got you into debt, you are always going to repeat it again, right? So you need to have accountability and you need to have responsibility. That's the number 1. So this is kind of the debt-free pyramid, or debt-free kind of foundation on how to live a debt-free life. So you need, first of all, to understand what got you into debt. You need to take personal responsibility. Find out why you are in debt. It's very important to find out why you are in debt. What got you there in the first place? Once you diagnose, it's like going to the hospital, right? You go to the hospital, they diagnose you. They have to first find out, do you have a headache or do you have a back problem? Because if they start just giving you medication without knowing what's the problem, they're probably going to make things worse. So it's better you diagnose. You have to learn, first of all, what got you into debt. What was the reason you got into debt? The moment you realize why you are in debt, you can start working on that, right? So you have to look at your friendship. This is key. I will not stop talking about friendship because it's so important about everything we do. When you surround yourself with quality friendships, your life blossoms. It's like a flower. When you surround yourself with people that bring value in your life, you grow mentally. If all your friends are drunks, if all your friends, all they do is drinking and partying, you are going to end up like them. Eventually, regardless of how strong you think you are, you will end up like the people you associate with. So quality friendship over quantity. As I said earlier, I have so many acquaintances. I'm a kind of a friendly guy, right? I'm a friendly guy. I love people. I talk to everyone. But I have very, very close friendships. I only surround myself with people that bring values in my life. And this is actually kind of the motto that my family has. In my family, we don't associate just with anyone. We've learned a long time ago that your friendship, your association determines your quality of life. They determine your net worth. They determine how enjoyable your life is going to be. So friendship is so huge if you want to live a good life. Learn to select your friend. Learn to select quality friendships. You don't need to have 15 friends. You don't need to have 20 friends. If you're a married person, you don't need to have 20 best friends. Right? Select your friendship. Quality friendship. Friends that are building you up. That's part of responsibility. Right? Debt is a bad thing. It sucks. Debt is bad. It's pretty bad. It's like it put a weight on your shoulders. Right? We are talking about responsibility here. How can you get out of debt? How can you get out of debt and stop living paycheck to paycheck? What you have to first understand is responsibility and accountability on your part. What got you in debt in the first place? What are the kind of friends you surround yourself with? It's better to not have any friends than having rotten friendships. It's better to not have any friends than having friends that are taking you in the wrong way. I've noticed in my community, married women who associate with single women or single mothers, married women who associate with single mothers a lot, end up being single mothers at the end. Because what happened is, they start talking about things, so one doesn't have a husband, one has a husband. This one who doesn't have a husband, her goal is to try to make her friends who's happily married to be single like her. Eventually, this woman who's married starts misbehaving at home, start doing bad stuff at home. Eventually, the marriage breaks up and she ends up being single. Same thing with men. If you surround yourself with men that are abusing their wives, if you surround yourself with men that are cheating on their wives, if you surround yourself with men that are beating their wives, or even though you were not beating your wife in the beginning, you're gonna start ending up with that kind of quality of that behavior, because you normalize the behavior. You start seeing that abusing your wife is normal, right? So that's huge, the quality of your friendship. Make sure you look into who you associate with. Debt creates marital problems. We all know that the number one cause of divorce in North America, is finances. So that's huge. When you are in too much debt, your marriage starts to take effect. Your marriage starts falling apart. So you need to really be very careful about how you manage the money in your household. How you have to find how you do that, because it creates stress on your marriage, and you end up single. You end up divorced because of debt. So debt is a very bad thing. The second thing that you need to do in order to get out of debt is you have to learn to plan and budget. You have to learn to budget. If you don't plan, nothing will happen, right? Those who don't plan, they don't see the result. So you have to learn to budget. The best, there's a Japanese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is now. It's never too late to start planning. Right? So the Japanese proverb says, the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is now. So you have the time to start planning and budgeting in your life. Without planning and budgeting, you will be in debt. It's a no-brainer, because you sometimes spend over than you planned. You have to be disciplined about your planning. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Thank you, Eric. Right? Failing to plan is planning to fail. You have to plan and you have to have a budget. Right? You have to know how much money comes in and how much money goes out. And without learning how much money comes in and how much money goes out, you are in trouble, my friends. Please share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this video with your friends. Share this video on your Facebook feed, and find us at Baraka Molimba on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You have to learn to plan. Without budgeting, nothing works. You have to be very clear on needs versus wants. Do I need this or do I want it? It's very key in order to live a debt-free life. We are here talking about living a debt-free life. You have to learn to budget and you have to learn to plan. You have to distinguish between wants and needs. You have to realize, do I really want this or do I just need? Do I really need this or do I just want it? Right? It's very important to distinguish those two things. You have to learn to pay your debt. If you're in debt, start attacking your debt. If you're already in debt, this is the time you start planning on it. Plan to pay off your debt. Right? Plan to save. But you cannot save if you haven't paid your debt. So attack your debt as much as you can. Attack your debt with as much vigor as you can, with much energy as you can. That's how you're gonna succeed. The second part is you have to learn to distinguish between wants and need. That's huge. I will tell you a little example here because I like to give illustrations. So I was talking to these two young people. They decided to move out of their family home at 18 and 19. They just started university. They decided to move out. So I sat down with their mother there. I talked to them. I said, why did you decide to move out at a very young age? Oh, they want freedom. I said, okay, freedom is good. But now you are paying $1,100 in rent that you could be saving while you're at home. First of all, you're in university. This is the time for you to start saving for your future tomorrow. I was surprised by their answer. The answer for that they gave me was, we're still young. We don't need to save, right? We have time to save. We just want to live the good life right now. We want to buy our Gucci if we want to buy Gucci. We want to party if you want to party. And I said, yeah, you can do that. But it will catch up with you eventually. Because time goes by fast. Time goes by quick. So these two young people thought that by moving out of the family home, they get freedom. They can bring a boyfriend home, they can drink, they can buy whatever they want. And shockingly, they're also getting a car loan. They have cars on loan. And I say to them, why would you commit to a 8-year payment of a car payment when you are still only 20 years old? Why? If you really need to buy a car, buy something cheaper. That will take you to point A to point B. You are committing 8 to 7 years of paying this debt. Every single month, you're going to be paying $400 to $500 a month on a car repayment loan. Why? I try to reason with these kids. I try to show them, in your 20s, this is the time you should start saving. Not the time you should start living lavishly. Not the time you should start, paying a rent that you don't really have to. Your mother wants you to be home. But you say you want to be free. It's all about freedom for these kids today. They don't think about tomorrow. And that's very sad. I said the last time, no children, no kids, no young adult under 25 should have a brand new car. Because it hinders you from prospering in life. That car payment is a saving you could be saving while you're still living at home. Right? Don't live a life of showing off. Right? So, those are the things I wanted to say. Another thing I want to say about planning and budgeting, and I said it the last time. For most of us who are immigrants, we have so many apps to send money away. There's Western Union, there's MoneyGram, there's RIA, there is Venmo in the US. There's all kind of apps to send money. But very few to bring money in. But there are apps that bring money in. So my question to you today is, why do you have 5 apps to send money when you only have one source of income? There's only one source of income, but you have 5 apps to send money to family, friends. One thing I want you to know, even though you didn't send money to your family and friends, wherever they are, they will still live. They will not die because you didn't send them money. Do not feel that guilt. Just because someone told you to give them money, that means you have to. Be generous when you can, but don't do it on your own peril. Right? You have to learn to budget and stay within your budget and plan. So that was our second point. To live a life, to stop living a life of paycheck to paycheck, and to stop living a life of debt. Planning and budgeting. Without a plan, everything fails. So you have to have a concrete plan. So our third point today will be lifestyle. Lifestyle and inflation. Right? So you need lifestyle. Right? So lifestyle is where you have to keep up with the Jones. You have to look good for your friends. You have to get a Gucci bag. You have to get this Michael Kors watch. You have to get this expensive stuff. Do not live a life of trying to impress others. As I've said before, those people you're trying to impress don't even like you. They can't stand you. Why are you impressing them? Live a life of living within your means. Learn to live within your means. Learn to keep your spending down. Right? Live below your means. Live way down, below. Your spending has to be really down. You cannot be overspending on things you don't need and expect to live a life free of debt. The majority of credit card debts are accumulated through wants, not needs. Wants. I want this shirt, I get it. I want this suit, I get it. I want this expensive watch, I get it. It affects you and affects your financial freedom. I'm here to try to wake our community up. I'm here to try to wake our African and immigrant community up on money matters, on how to live a life of being debt-free, on how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Some of us, you get paid, and then the second day, your money is like so a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Someone told me, I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I live direct deposit to direct deposit. Right? So the money you get paid on Friday, by Tuesday, the money is gone. Finished. Credit card takes some. Car payments take some. This bill takes some. This bill takes some. You are ruining your future. You are living a life of stress. You are putting stress on your marriage if you're married. If you're a young person, you are ruining your future. So, I said do not keep up with people. Don't keep up with the Jones. Don't live a life of impressing people. Right? If you need to impress anybody, impress God. That's the only you need to impress. That's the only person you need to impress, God. Don't live a life of competition. I said the last time I heard this lady screaming on internet that she has a $5,000 chain when she's living in government housing, when she doesn't have a job. Who are you trying to impress? Do not live a life of competition. You will always end up losing. You will always end up spending money you don't have. Right? Just because someone went on a trip, you don't have to show off to go on a trip too. Right? Learn to live a life of being humble. Right? You are not there to be impressing others. Learn to save. Right? Learn to save. Emergency comes, right? Emergency comes, you need to have a savings aside. You know, an emergency fund aside. Right? My car, I bought my car in 2012. I don't have a car payment on my car. But if I drive my car, you look at it, it's a good vehicle. I probably can afford a more expensive vehicle right now. But who am I trying to impress? This car that I have is doing my job. My friend Eric here has a van he bought in 2011. It's still doing its work. And it still works perfectly fine. Right? Why are young people under 25 getting into car loans? If you know any young person who will tell you they want to buy a car, they're working at McDonald's, they're working at this fast food restaurant, and they want to go buy a car when they're still under 25, tell them no. Find a cheaper vehicle, buy it. You're not trying to impress anyone. So, lifestyle. As I said, you are living a life of trying to impress people. Those people you're trying to impress, they don't even like you. So who are you trying to? Why are you impressing them? Please, Save your money. Check your lifestyle. Adjust your lifestyle. So impressing people, that was lifestyle was my third excuse me, was my third point there. Our fourth point, and I said I talked about discipline. In lifestyle, there's discipline. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read one thing, because in lifestyle there is discipline. You need to be disciplined. Without discipline, you cannot succeed, right? So I'm gonna read something in the Bible for discipline. Proverbs 13:18. Just to show about discipline. Proverbs 13:18, it says, if you ignore a criticism, you will end up in poverty and disgrace. If you accept criticism, you will be honored, right? You need to be able to accept criticism, right? You need to be able to accept, changing when you have to change. Discipline is huge. And if you don't have discipline, you cannot advance in life, right? So I'm going to read one more verse just so you can keep up with what I'm saying on discipline. Because lifestyle is all about discipline. You have to learn to discipline, realize needs versus wants. So we're going to read Proverbs 12:11. This is something I wanted to do. 12:11 in Hebrew. I'm so sorry. Hebrew. Yeah. Hebrew 12:11. So it says here, Hebrew 12:11, it says, so I want you to listen this carefully, because it's very important about discipline, right? People who prosper, millionaires, are disciplined people. I have this book here that I'm suggesting to everyone. A Total Money Makeover, right? By Dave Ramsey. Anyone who's watching me right now, please get this book. Read this book. It will help you immensely. You're going to learn to stop living credit card to credit card, paycheck to paycheck, right? So that book, get it. Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. But we're talking about discipline here. So we're going to go with Hebrew 12:11. It says, just listen to me here. No discipline is enjoyable while it is happening. No discipline is enjoyable while it's happening. So meaning discipline is very tough. It's really hard to be disciplined. You have to try your best to be disciplined. No discipline is enjoyable while it is happening. It is painful to be disciplined. It is painful to be disciplined. But afterwards, there will be a quiet harvest of right living for those who are trained in this way. Without discipline, you cannot prosper. And it says, discipline is very tough. It's not enjoyable to live a disciplined life. It's not enjoyable to live a disciplined life. But afterwards, if you do, you can enjoy then the fruit of your labor. You can enjoy afterwards. It's simply saying delay gratification, right? Delay gratification is what it is. Work hard today so that tomorrow you can enjoy. I said my last video, well, if you are 20 years old and you start saving 100 to 200 a month, by the time you are 50, you will be a millionaire. If when you start at 20 years old, you start saving, by the time you are 50, you will become a millionaire. So you need to learn to be disciplined today. So when you see these kids who are buying cars in competition, when they're still under 25, they're working at McDonald's, I wonder. And when you try to talk to them that what your choices are not good, because you signed up for a car loan for 8 years, for 7 years car loan. How are you going to be able to save? That time is going to pass you by. But sacrifice, discipline yourself, and drive an older vehicle right now. So that when you're in your 30s, so that when you're in your 40s, you can drive a BMW. You can drive an expensive vehicle. But discipline right now. And the better good things will come. When you're making $15 an hour, do not buy that Gucci bag. Save that money. Because in 10 years, you will have a bunch of Gucci bags. Right? It's all about discipline. It's all about delayed gratification. Something you are enjoying right now, don't enjoy it now, save it for tomorrow. So, another, we read there about discipline. So another thing we're going to talk about is you need to increase your income. You need to increase your income. This is our fourth point of living debt-free life. And stop living paycheck to paycheck. You need to increase your income. Because of that, I'm going to read something about increasing your income and about, being lazy. Because this is huge in our community. People want to look good, but they don't want to work hard to look good. Yeah? Money doesn't fall on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. You need to be disciplined. You need to find ways to increase your income. So we're going to read our last verse of today. And that will be in Proverbs 26:13. Proverbs 26:13 and 14. I want you to listen to this carefully. Please share this live to your friends and family. It will help them. Share it to them. It will help them in learning to be disciplined. So, in Proverbs 26:13, it says, just hear me out here. The lazy person is full of excuses, saying, oh, I can't go outside because there might be a lion on the road. Yes, I'm sure there's a lion out there. As a door turns back and forth on its hinges, so the lazy person turns over in bed. I will stop there. The number one thing about laziness is sleep. People who are lazy love to sleep. People who are lazy love to do what? They love to sleep. So you have to fight being lazy. You have to work hard. Find a way to increase your income. You cannot be living, I will tell you a story, my own personal story, so you can relate to that. Around 2011, I think 2011, 2012, I had a girlfriend. I had this girl, and we dated for only 1 year. But I learned so much in that 1 year from this girl, because she made me realize things I didn't realize about my own potential. At that time, I only had one job, my main job. And this girl told me, hey, you know what? You can find a second job. There's a lot where I work, they're hiring, and you can be working even at night or something. In my own mind, I was like, oh, no. Whew. Have a second job? I work 8 hours a day. I come home, I'm already tired. How am I going to do a second job? She said, oh, you can do it, But I didn't see that I can do it. I thought only working 8 hours a day was enough for me. Oh boy, after 8 hours I'll come home, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I don't want to hear about doing another job. But then she convinced me to apply. So I did apply. This is 2011. So I applied for a second job. My eyes opened after I got my first paycheck. My eyes opened when I got my first paycheck. Because like, wow, look at my main job is giving me this money and my side hustle is bringing me another money, right? And I was like, whoa, I didn't know this. I didn't know I could do 2 jobs. It was just a bit too much for me. But she woke me up. She woke me, she shook me from the sleep that I don't only have to work 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day. I can add more on that. And since then, I have been working. I have 3 jobs. I have 3 jobs. I have 2 or 3 jobs right now. And I have my own company that I'm running, right? I also have other side hustles I do to bring me money in. I find ways to increase streams of income in my bank account. Like I said earlier, we all have apps to send money away. How many of us have apps to bring money in? How are you going to bring money in when you don't have a second income? When you don't increase your income? You can do it, my friends. You can do it. Learn to increase your income. Avoid getting into debt. Realizing needs versus wants. If you are under 25 years old, do not, I repeat, do not get a brand new car loan. You are pulling yourself back. Nobody cares what you drive. We spend 6 or 5 months in winter in this country. Everybody's hiding under their corner. Nobody really cares whether you drive a BMW, when you drive a Mercedes Benz. Nobody cares. So you are not buying a car to impress people. And for young girls and young boys out there, I will tell you this. Young boys, when you're under 25, do not be chasing girls. Because girls are expensive. Girls is another income. If you are going to be dating girls, you better have a good money in your pocket. Because girls are not cheap out there. Right? You need to be, funding their needs. So that's another income there. So what I want to tell you is this. Do not get into chasing young girls just when you're under 25 years old. Work hard. Here's what I want you to do. If you really love girls, which is normal, work. Save. When you are over 25, you will already have enough money. When you have money, I can guarantee you, you don't chase girls. Girls chase you. When you have money, women don't, you don't struggle to find a woman. So this is an advice for young people who are young guys. They want to be playing around with 2, 3 girlfriends when they're 20 years old, 25, 21 years old. You are wasting your energy and you're wasting your money. Because you're going to take this one on date today. You're going to take this one on a restaurant, on a movie. You're going to take this one on a shopping spree. And all that is consuming your money. So avoid getting into dating a lot of girls when you're under 25. That's the time for you to start saving. That's the time for you to work hard, save, delay those gratifications so that when you start, you will be set. So you need to find a second job. Increase your income. Find ways to increase your revenues. Right? You cannot increase your revenue if you are lazy. If you want to just sleep, find a way to increase your revenue. Work hard. Get a second gig. Hustle. Learn a skill. Learn a trade that can bring more income into your bank account. Your bank account should be like where rivers meet in the lake or in the ocean. You should be like an ocean where all the rivers pour into the lakes, pour in the ocean, rivers pour in the ocean. That's how your bank account should be. Money from your first job, money from your second job, money from your hustling side gig, money from your, entrepreneurship. I want to encourage those who are watching. 2021 is the best year to become an entrepreneur. Have you ever dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur? This is the year. This is the year you can become an entrepreneur. Right? Things are so easy. We spent 2020 in kind of a sleeping, hibernating. Now we are up. Find something you are passionate about and create another income. So work on being an entrepreneur. Work on increasing sources of income in your bank account, in your life, in your family. When you are stable financially, you will become a stable individual. Learn to cut bad friendships. When you surround yourself with negative friendship, you become negative. Right? So complacency and the comfort zone is what kills a lot of people's dreams. You are too comfortable. Right? Why should I go look for a second job when I'm too comfortable with my one job? I work my 8 hours, I go home, I sleep. My friends, you want to increase money? You want to live a debt-free life? You want to stop living paycheck to paycheck? You need to find streams of income, side hustles. That is my advice for you today. Stop being complacent. Stop being in your comfort zone. Comfort zone is a dream killer. Find a way to move your brain. God gave you abilities. I said last time, when God put Adam in the Garden of Eden, he didn't give Adam a chair. He didn't give Adam a bed. He didn't build a house for Adam. Adam cut trees and made his own chairs. Cut trees and made his own houses and his own bed. Learn to do and become productive what God gave you. Learn to work hard. Learn to pay off your debt. Attack your debt as much as you can. As I said, if you have 5 credit cards, start paying the lowest one. If you want to pay your debt well, start from the smallest debt to the biggest debt. Because when you pay your debt smaller, you get that gratification. And then you get excited to go for the second credit card, the second line of credit card. Attack them slowly. Because if you try to pay the biggest one, it will overwhelm you. Start paying slowly. Start paying the lowest balance to the highest balance. Pay off your debt. Increase your income. If you don't have already money, if you don't have money to buy something, don't buy it. That should be a principle. If you don't have money, don't buy it. Do not buy when you don't have money. Delay gratification, my friend. Save, work hard, you can afford it afterwards. Please, we don't want to have a community of people who are poor, who are living in debt. I've had enough of this. That's why I'm doing this channel. That's why I'm doing this show every Sunday. To help us, to help all of us, to learn to create streams of income. Learn to increase your income. Find a second job. Find a business. Start being an entrepreneur. My friends, start creating an emergency fund. When you get some money, put some money aside for emergencies. You never know. Tomorrow something might come up. You need to be able to pay without going into debt. I will tell you the philosophy of my family. My sisters came in this country, my family, in 2012. The idea was to surround themselves with people that are going to build them up. Since they came in this country, they've built businesses, they've built they are entrepreneurs, and they are succeeding at what they're doing because they decided not to surround themselves with people that are not bringing quality to them. Delay gratification, my friend. Get a life insurance. We will talk about this another time. Get a life insurance. Life insurance does not only protect you when you die. It protects your family. You can also get life insurance that gives you money while you're still alive. So we will talk about that in the next video sometime. About life insurance. It's important to get a life. If you have a family, please get a life insurance. If you don't know how to, you can talk to me. I will direct you on how to get a life insurance. Right? Please feel free to write me down, subscribe to our YouTube channel. There will be links today under our video on YouTube. If you want to start trading stocks, if you want to, supporting a few businesses, there will be links on our YouTube channel for you to do that. This is our final point now. Learn to be generous, right? You cannot be generous though when you're struggling yourself, but you can still be able to tithe. For those who go to church, tithing is key. Tithing is important for you to be blessed. Tithing is important for you to see multiple blessings. Don't say, oh, I can't tithe because I have so much debt. It's not God's fault that you're in debt. You are in debt because you made poor choices, my friend. You are in debt because you did not take responsibility of how to deal with your money. Because you are not a good steward of your money. You need to learn to tithe. You need to learn to give. Be a generous giver. Be a generous giver. Help orphans. We have an orphanage, as I said the last time. We have an orphanage in Congo. For those who want to support the orphanage, get in touch with me. There's a huge need for everyone. If you want to be part of this orphanage, come on in, right? We need people who are going to support. We need generous givers, right? God loves generous givers. Learn to pay your tithe if you go to church, right? Money is not everything. You need to also feed your soul. Put your spirit over your money. Read the Bible. Associate with people that brings you up, your mood. I want to thank you guys for watching us today, right? So one thing I want to touch just as I'm finishing, credit cards. A typical credit card has an interest rate of 19.9%, which is 20%. Some people pay even 25%. So a typical investment gives you interest of about 10 to 12%, something from 8 to 12%. So now imagine, if you are paying 20% on a credit card because you wanted something, how are you going to be investing? How are you going to be getting investment? Right? Remember what I said the last time. There is two types of interest. There is interest you pay on credit cards. That's a penalty. You're being penalized when you're on credit cards. And there's also interest you earn on your investment. That's called reward. You get reward when you invest your money. You get penalized when you borrow more than you can afford. Please, let's stop being borrowers. The borrower is a slave to the lender. Please, do not be slaves, my friends. The borrower is a slave to the lender. Live within your means. Adjust. You take accountability and responsibility why you're in debt today. Right? See why you're in debt, what got you into debt, and how can you get out. I lay down a few plans here. So watch our video on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel under Baraka Mulimbwa. Also, you need to plan and budget. Without a plan, you cannot succeed. Failing to plan is failing to succeed. It's planning to fail. Right? Failing to plan is planning to fail. You have to be a good planner. You have to budget. Those are just a recap. Your lifestyle. Do not keep up with the Jones. Don't do things because your friends are doing them. Do not live your life trying to impress people who don't even like you. Live your life below your means. Live below your means. Save, save, save. Pay off your debt if you have debt. Because you won't be able to save if you're in debt. Pay aggressively your debt. Another thing I said, you have to be disciplined when you are doing this. Do not copycat. Competition. Don't cut competition out of your dictionary. Increase your income. You need to learn to increase your income in order to be financially stable. I think that's all for today. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and we will help you. We are here for you. Thank you everyone who's watching. We appreciate you and we love you. We are going to be on again next Sunday. We're going to be on. So thank you so much for those who are watching us. Next Sunday again at same time at 7 p.m. We're going to be on with Money Talk. So please subscribe to our channel as much as you can. And we love you very much. Remember, tell your money where to go. Do not wonder where your money went. Learn to tell your money where to go. Rich people tell their money where to go. When you get paid, you should be telling your money where to go, not wondering where your money went. Thank you so much. Let's see each other next week on Sunday at 7 p.m. We will have another exciting topic. We have a special guest next Sunday. Thank you so much and God bless you all.